What's going on, guys? Zennosh here, and today in this video of Calibria I'm presenting to you guys a guide on what would be the best rune selection for beginners. As soon as you start this game can actually be a little bit overwhelming, a little bit confusing at the same time, and you might be like thinking like, oh my god, there are so many runes, which runes to actually give to my heroes so that they can actually perform really optimally. Okay, so in order to make a very quick progress in the game, runes are very important aspect, and you have to be very strategical about them, and I'm actually gonna teach you guys some of the really good tips that might actually help you a lot. Okay, so before we start this video, please do subscribe to my channel. All right, please, can you at least do that? Anyways, so let's start, guys. It's very easy right out here. Even the rune set is pretty much really like it's kind of arranged in such a way that like even the beginners can actually have a very sort of like basic idea on what would be the basic, or let's say beginner type rune sets. Okay, first of all is gonna be the blessing rune set. Okay, the blessing rune set provides like 15% HP per 2 pieces, so you can equip up to 6 pieces. That is gonna provide you a total of 45% extra HP. That is gonna be really great. And now the question is like, which are the particular like heroes that will actually be benefiting from this particular rune? That is the blessing rune. Okay, it would actually be the tank and tank only for right now. Okay, for tank only. Okay, because like tanks are the one that really needs a lot of HP, and then like they also, some of the tanks can also really do very good amount of damage based upon like how much HP they really have, so that is pretty great at the same time. Okay, but only for the early game contents this is going to be really great. Obviously when you actually keep on going on for the like more advanced content, some trickier and more strategical runes will obviously replace this one. Okay, but for right now, as a beginner, for the tanks, especially the tanks, the blessing runes is actually going to be the best thing situation right out here, guys. Okay, the next one is going to be the attack and the wild runes. Okay, so attack rune right over by itself is pretty much like sufficient by itself as well. Okay, what's going to do is that like there is going to be a 35% attack boost with the 4 pieces being available to your heroes, and this is going to be really great for the attack type heroes. Yes, attack type heroes like let's say demonic swordsman. Okay, that's going to be really great. Okay, like Hattori, that's going to be really amazing as well. Those kind of like heroes that actually excels the damage based on their attack stats really can get a lot of advantage from it. I'm like, obviously if you have that Lich King, then that would be just too amazing. Okay, and 6 pieces really do offer that 15% ignore defense, which is too good. But obviously as the game progresses on, you can actually switch on to the better runes, like let's say Berserk and many other runes. Okay, like let's say destruction runes, and that will just really give you a much better damage output and more possibilities in getting a much fun gameplay. Okay, the next one is the defense. Okay, this one defense rune right over here does provide you a total of 45% defense boost with 6 pieces being equipped on your hero. Okay, so obviously the defense type of runes is going to be very specially effective for your defense type heroes. Okay, defense type heroes like let's say Popo. Yeah, right, yes, he is a defense type unit. Popo is gonna be really good with this kind of thing. Or you can even go with like Monkey King. He's also a defense type unit, I guess. Okay, I might have a little bit of fuzzy memory. If I'm wrong, forgive me, but this kind of like defense type of runes actually does provide a lot of damage for those kind of like defense type of units, because like defense type of heroes really excel on their damage output based on how much defense stats they really do have. And obviously it also provides them a really great viability. Obviously most of the defense type units really do have like sort of like a taunt, provoke and counter as well, and that actually makes them even better. So defense rune is just very amazing for them early on in the game. Okay, later on obviously you can do some strategical replacement of this kind of runes with other type of runes. Okay, The next one is the Agile Rune. Okay, this one, Agile Rune, is actually going to be very, very important. Sometimes it can even stretch to the late game as well. Starting from the early game to the late game, Agile Rune is actually going to be very, very important. You know why? Because especially for the PvP battles, or let's say the arena battles, Agile Runes are actually going to be really great, especially for your support and those type of attack units that actually also behave like a support. Like, let's say Vampire, or let's say Popo. Even though he's a defense unit, defense type unit, his ultimate skill is in such a way that like it does provide a very good utility. Okay, and utility type heroes also can use this kind of runes. Now what it actually does is that 4 pieces will bestow you a 25% increase in speed. And you might be asking like, okay, I got a lot of speed. What it actually does? Okay, speed actually directly impacts your rate of refillment of your energy bar. Okay, have you actually noticed that bar that actually keeps on like increasing and decreasing right below the HP bar of your heroes, or maybe that even of your opponents? That actually sort of like sets the trend on like who is actually gonna get the next attack, or let's say how fast a particular unit is gonna get his next turn. Okay, so those are the thing. Higher the speed you have, the faster you are gonna get your next turn ASAP. Okay, so that gives you a very good advantage against your opponent, meaning like if you just can execute like 2 skills even before your opponent can actually use just 1 skill, that is going to be really great. Okay, if you just can make your team much effective like that one, that's too good. Agile Rune just gives it that one. And 6 pieces is actually a wonder. Saves 15% of energy at the end of the turn. This just also really to ensure that you are actually gonna be a little bit like 1 step or maybe by 10 steps ahead of your enemy. Okay, so this just gives you that total advantage. And you might be asking like which particular heroes that I should be really focusing this Agile Runes on. I would say assist type. Okay, usually the assist type of heroes are the one that actually go with this one, but there are even like attack and defense based type of heroes. Attack type saying like the Vampire, and the defense type saying like Popo. Okay, these 2 units can actually also really get a lot of like good utility from the Agile Rune, because if they can actually go first in the battle in the arena content, and they can actually inflict those buffs and debuffs right away as soon as possible, then that will also really give you a tremendous advantage early on, right away as soon as the battle starts in the arena content, and obviously providing a very good placement in the arena contents, which is really a good feeling, isn't it? Okay, if you really want to go a very a long journey, okay, a big mile, okay, on the arena content, then Agile Rune is gonna be it. Okay, it can actually be really good even for the late games. Keeping that in mind. The next one obviously being the Wild Rune, that was I said earlier. It can actually work in tandem with the attack, or you can just equip the Wild gear set. Okay, I'm like this rune set. Okay, right away it can provide you a total of up to 36% of critical rate boost, which is freakingly insane. And obviously there's particular 4-star or even 5-star nat units that really do excel with their critical rates, meaning like if they just land the critical hit rate or critical rate, they might have a really good chance to stun the opponent or even get like energy bar refillment, like those kind of thing. And this is just good. I think Demonic Swordsman is the best example. Okay, so that's it and done, guys. It's too good, it's too good. Okay, whenever you land a critical strike, it just gives you a total support or utility to yourself or your entire team. That is gonna be too good. So Wild like set, it's pretty much very strategical, and unfortunately this is also a type of rune that gets replaced pretty fast, because crit rates are supposed to be kind of like accumulated through these substats. Okay, so it's not supposed to be a like primary thing, it's supposed to be a secondary thing, as it is more limited to the substats. So this kind of like wild gear wild rune sets will be replaced pretty fast. Okay, keep that in mind. And even in the early game, I think destruction set actually makes a lot of sense if you can farm. Actually if you can farm, then destruction set can actually make a lot of sense. Okay, providing like 40% critical damage and 6 pieces providing you 15% attack. But now the problem right over here is that you really need to have a lot of crit rate. Okay, if you really don't have a lot of crit rate, then that can actually be a big problem. And the crit rate is only provided in, I think, the 4th slot of the rune set. Okay, so that's the problem right out there as well. That's why it's pretty much limited, or let's say it's a content that is only for like mid game to late game contents, because like the hardship of actually accumulating your crit rate. But obviously there are some particular units, like let's say Lich King, okay, that already have embed type of like critical rate on themselves, that can actually provide a lot of boost, okay, to himself from the very early on. And even with a lower amount of crit rate equipped to that one, they are pretty much a efficient unit. Okay, you can see that one as well. The next one is the focus. Okay, focus can actually go in tandem with the agile rune set, because like focus provides like 20% hit. Obviously, like you would want to put the agile gear, or let's say rune, on your assist type of heroes, right? But what if they are not really that good at landing their buffs? Okay, now that can actually be a problem. I'm like debuffs. Okay, so whenever they are trying to inflict a defense break, or let's say attack down, or energy bar reduction, or something like that, okay, there needs to be a really good hit rate. Okay, if the hit rate is really impacted, or let's say the hit rate is really low, meaning like even if you have a really good debuff that is embedded on the skill, or that is in the description of the skill of your ally or your units or your heroes, they won't be able to inflict those kind of debuff on the opponents that efficiently. Okay, in order to make them efficient at landing those debuffs or secondary effects or secondary negative effects on the opponents, you need to have a lot of hit. Okay, in most of the games it's also known as accuracy, whereas in this game it's known as hit. Okay, so higher the hit rate, better it is. Okay, so try to get some focus gears on them as well, meaning like 4 pieces of agile and 2 pieces of focus will actually do it. Okay, and this is actually pretty great, and you can actually do it early on in the game to gain a little bit of a higher advantage against your opponents, and to make your assist type of like units much, you know, effective. Okay, well, destruction set really goes on with the attack type and even like defense type. Okay, attack type and defense type of unit it actually goes with them as well. Okay, that's the thing right out there. Whereas for the focus, obviously I said just like before, it's gonna be very important for the assist type. Okay, and that's all there is to it, guys. Whereas the rest of the gears are pretty much catering towards the late game. Okay, and they are pretty much tricky. If you don't know how to use them, it might actually pretty much screw up your game. But if you are pretty much tactical on using them, then that can actually give your game another meaning. Okay, and that is also another possibility. Well, early on in the game, you can even also equip like some of your assist type of characters, which really do not have much part to take. They are only there for buffs and debuffs or something like that. Then you can go with the conflict set as well, if you somehow manage to farm. Okay, that's the situation right out there, meaning like providing a little bit of like extra attack to your main DPS hero is gonna be really good, especially if you are trying to farm really fast. Then this is actually gonna be pretty great as well. Okay, all heroes attack plus 8% is gonna be pretty good thing to have around if you want to farm, if you really want to make your Angel of Death really effective, right? So this can actually give you some really good you know, like damage output being you know, like provided as a like assist type of like attack stat from your team ally. That is gonna be really good. Okay, so those are the type of basic runes that you might be interested, or these are the type of runes that might actually give you a better standing as you are a beginner. Obviously I will be talking about the late game gears in the next video when the time arises. Okay, for right now, this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys have any opinions and your own suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. If you really do not agree to my points, please let me know in the comment section below, like why, and also give me some really good explanation. Obviously I am also myself am a learner, and I'm not actually claiming that I'm an expert, but I would really love to know, and I would love to improve my ideas as well. Help me help you out. Okay, so this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to keep on enjoying the contents of my channel, and see you guys in the next video.